All right. So that's bearish outlook. So if you are one of those who love online investments and everything, this is not the time to even engage in them. When the market is bearish, the tendency for every stock, every investment to fall flat or to go a leg lower is very, very high. Of course, if you maintain this outlook, that simply means you would not catch the bottom should price begin to go northward, right? Because you'll be anticipating that you still go down and eventually to shoot up, and then you miss out. But again, isn't that what we've been told in every forex trading textbook? You've been told that if price is on its way down, you wait for there to be a break in structure, meaning that you miss out on this low, right? Then you wait for it to come back, and then you begin to anticipate some form of buys from around that region, never really catching the lows, never really catching the lows, right? So I had some friends who stuck to their guns and they bought Bitcoin at 20. They are still in the red. And if you remember, Bitcoin made a move of only $3,000. It was ranging between just $3,000 for over a month until basically today, when it broke free from that range, right? So the bearish, even if you want to hodl long-term stocks, crypto, this is not the time to go all in. What I'm planning to do, point two, I intend to DCA over the next 12 to 18 months. From my analysis, using the usual 4 years cycle of Bitcoin and the present fall in the market because of the loss of over $50 billion because of Terra Luna and the FCX saga, and the contagion is still moving on. Several other crypto lending houses, some other brokers or exchanges might still go under from the look of things. But from my analysis and from the way Bitcoin moves, I see us getting into a full-blown bull season sometime in 2024. Maybe not this year. I don't see us getting to 60,000 that we did this year. Again, what do I know? This is just my outlook. And I'm saying this because of the usual 4 year cycle. If you trade futures, then this may not bother you because, again, if it prints buy, you buy. If it prints sell, you sell. You don't care whether it is bullish or bearish. You just want to put your risk management well, and then you make money. But I'm talking about those of us who intend to buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, hold. My goal is to ensure I have at least 5 Bitcoin by the next bull season. So if it takes me 100,000 to get 5 Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin can hit, let's say I get for $20,000 each. If Bitcoin hits 70,000, let's say in 2025 or sometime in 2024, then I would have, quadrupled my investments. However, I'm going to do it using DCA over the next 12 to 18 months, right? And what do I mean? Price comes down a little. Let's say I buy $500. It comes down a little. I buy $500. It pushes up. I buy $500. It pushes up. I buy 500. It comes down. I buy 500. I'm going to split that amount within 12 to 18 months, such that my average price will be lower than the highest price I bought and higher than the lowest price I bought. It will be somewhere in between. That's what dollar cost averaging does for you. Again, if you've not gotten to a point in your trading and investment life, or if you've not gotten to a point in your financial life where you do investments, I'll suggest you begin to look and think towards that. The principle is this: your two hands, your own two hands, is not enough to make you wealthy, right? You need more than your two hands to be wealthy. Tell me any rich man you know who is very, very wealthy. I'll tell you somebody who has been able to use other people's time and other people's money. And I intend to do that this year, right? So buying and hodling some of these assets, stocks, crypto. Tomorrow when we look at the chart, we'll see what Tesla is doing. I don't believe it is all over for Tesla. I believe Tesla obviously will still come up, but presently it is at a ridiculous price in terms of discount. I'll be happier if it comes lower. We'll look at the charts tomorrow. And if it does, oh boy, I'm going to get me some Tesla, because like it or not, the world is moving to EVs, right? Electronic vehicles are the next thing when it comes to vehicular means of transportation. And if there's any company at the forefront right now, it's Tesla. And it's just a matter of time, they will garner some strength and shoot up. So when you buy stocks, when you buy certain of these crypto assets long-term, especially at very, very good discounts, what you are doing is that you're using other people's time and money. Just buy it and take off your eye, hold it for 2 years, 3 years time, and it's going to shoot up. Right? When we look at the chart tomorrow, I'll show you the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin and why I believe that. Now, for those of us that are in Africa, particularly Nigeria, Naira is in trouble right now. I don't know if you've been following really, but Naira is in trouble. As at right now, what we need as a country, what we earn as a country is less than what we would need to start paying, servicing our debts, right? We need 123.8% to service our debts, meaning that everything we get as gross domestic product cannot service our debts. Naira is in trouble. If the CBN sticks to its gun and refuse to fund the 2023 budget like they should, because they have overfunded the budget last year, even that was not statutory. They didn't get confirmation from the Senate and everything. If the CBN sticks to that gun, the federal government might not even be able to pay staff salaries in the month of March. So if you are still stuck on earning in Naira alone, you're in a long thing. A very long one for that matter. Something dramatic has to happen for doom not to come to the Naira. And so this year, I am going to earn as much as possible in foreign currencies. And how will I do that? I will trade my skills offshore. And I'll take this point to expand, trade my skills. I have had quite a number of mentors in my trading career, and I've not met any single one that wasn't selling a course or selling a system, a trading system or an indicator. So when I see people say, this guy is not making money, or this mentor isn't making money, else why will he be selling indicators? You have to trade, you have to ensure that trading alone is not your source of income. And I'll say it here, I've not met any trader who has had 12 months back-to-back profitability. If you don't have something else, in fact, for you to be a profitable trader, something has to fuel your trading career. When you start trading, there's a tendency that for the first 3 years, you would be massively profitable in some months, and then you'll be grossly not profitable for the vast majority of the 36 months that makes up the 3 years. It's almost like it's inevitable that happens, right? Because you still have a lot of work to do on your psychology. You still have a lot of work to do on your you still have a lot of work to do on the way you do your risk management. And those things don't come easy. I can tell you for truth, risk management and other things don't come easy. Prop firms was one thing that helped me to tighten up my risk management. else, risk management isn't something easy to do. Right? So if you are here and the only way you intend to make money the whole of 2023 is by trading, you might be setting up yourself for failure. And again, I'm being frank, very few mentors, very few traders will tell you this. Traders like telling you how they crush the market. But in recent statistics have shown that 95% of people who trade are crushed by the markets. So I don't expect anyone to, I expect to sell some of my skills this year. I expect to create indicators and sell. Doug has started already. Very wonderful thing. You make $5, $10. Ensure you have multiple streams of income. That's what I'm trying to say. Michael is like the demigod in the trading world when it comes to institutional trading. He sells courses, right? I no longer follow Steve Moreau. I don't know if he still exists. He sells courses, boot camps, right? Adam Koo, he just did the Traders Black Friday, whatever events, I think in November into December, right? Every great person I know who is trading on Telegram, on Twitter, everywhere, they ensure that they have multiple streams of income that is not tied to trading alone. And I'm telling you guys, do likewise. When it comes to success, sometimes you don't have to invent the wheels yet. You just have to copy what successful people do and see yourself become successful. Once you've gotten some level of success, you could decide to remove the spoke from the bicycle and try to see if you can reinvent it. Well, good luck to you. I suggest that you have other sources of income. There was a time in the year 2022, I had 9 different sources of income. 9. I had a source of income that was fueling my cars. In fact, when I was discussing with my mentor, he told me to sell off 2 of my cars and buy smaller engines, right? So I used to have V6. I had to dispose of 2 of the V6 and I got V4s. Why? I wasn't traveling that much. I'm a bloody trader. I'm always at home or somewhere around the house. So what do I need V6 for? If you're in Nigeria, the roads are bad for that matter. So you barely could drive 2 kilometers without running into a pothole. So why do I need V6? So I went for V4. Do you know what happened? I used a full tank for 2 weeks, even with school runs, as against 5 days. 2 weeks is 14 days, as against 5 days. I was practically saving money. I used to have a Highlander that was V6. I changed that Highlander to a Highlander V4. So it was still the same car. The interior, everything was still exactly the same thing, but it was just 4 blocks. Sweet. Right? You need extra money to fuel your trading career. Last year, I lost 3 $200,000 MFF accounts, prop trading accounts, not necessarily MFF. 2, right? For each of those 200,000, I got them for $1,000. So it means I lost 3,000 to prop firms, losing the account. But I still have right now like 3. That simply means in total, I spent about $6,000 buying prop firm accounts of 200,000. Let's leave out the smaller accounts for last year. How was I able to foot the bill? Besides the fact that I got paid some sums, is the fact that I have income from somewhere else that helps me to pay for it. And as a Simply Peace family, I'm not one of those who will hush you out if you want to start your YouTube channel, if you want to start your own trading team. What I'll frown against is taking the liberty for granted and go post your link without, discussing with us. I will need to be sure that you have a clean mind. So if you are here, you want to start your YouTube channel, start your YouTube channel. Let me know about it. I'll post the link in Simply Pips. Don't worry. I'm not fighting for you took my people, you didn't take my people. I know that no matter what people go to learn, some will come back because they need psychology. Trading systems in terms of strategy is just 10 or 20% of trading. And if your psychology is bad, it's bad. So I lost 3 accounts, and I told my inner house last year that the longest time I've held a prop trading account is 6 months. The average is 5 months. It simply means I'm not that good in trading. I always breach the rules at one point in time or lose more than 10%. But who cares? Right? Who cares? Here's what I do. I look at my P&L. Let's say I'm trading a 1K account by myself. If I take any of the trading systems we have, I take IOF, I take HPLR, I take our value line systems, I take cheat code, I take prophetic candle, I take any of them. If I play around my risks properly, right, there is every likelihood, plus or minus, that I could do 300% of these accounts in a month. Plus or minus means, of course, you can't have minus 300. It means I can blow the 1K or I could make 300. Right? Some of our systems are that good. They just print an arrow and you decide what you want to do. Fine. Right? So sometime I think sometime in February, I will take us through my own version of how I trade, or how I look at the cheat code, and one other arrow indicator that we'll be bringing out from Simply Pips. Powerful indicators, guys. But for me, this is what I noticed. If I trade, I'm going to need to increase my risks heavily to be able to do 300%. Right? I have to do either of two things. It's either I'm on my chart all of the time or most of the time, right? And I must be willing to have small losses, which again is a different kettle of fish when it comes to psychology. Several persons can't have small losses. So recently I was having a chat with Doug, and he showed me an account, and he was telling me what one of his friends or one of the observers said concerning the account. The account had more losses in terms of number than wins. Why was that? This trader has learned to cut his losses short and then ride the winners. What most people do is they cut their winners short and ride the losers, hoping it is going to make a U-turn. That mental block of seeing 8 losing trades and just 3 winning trades, very few traders can take that. Very few traders can take that. Right? So if you are not able to take that, it's going to be very difficult for you to even hit this 300% I'm mentioning. Maybe at best you do a 20%. And when you do 20% of 1K, what's that? 200. What will 200 do to your life, your family, and how close is going to get you to your dreams? So what I do is that I've jumped to item 2 here, exploring prop firms, right? So what I do is that I use this 1K to get a 200K prop account. I saw some of us posting some links on some prop accounts around the festive periods. By next week, I'm going to sit down and look at the new one. Somebody posted one today too in the Heroes group. I'll look at it again. I'm looking for something where I don't have to do a challenge and verification, where I just start trading and start sharing the profits instantly. Even if it's 50-50, I don't mind. Right? Again, because statistically, it's very difficult for you to be profitable 3 months back to back. So prop firms keep getting the money. So if I'm going to do 10% in month 1, 8% in month 2, and then month 3, I'll rather share 50% of that 10% I made in month one, for those of you who understand how prop trading works. So if I have a 200K account, right, and I lost, I repeated, I lost. I repeated, and this time I won, and I ended up making 5%, right? If I make 5% of 200K, what I would have done is 10K. And what I'll be given is 8K. 8K over a period of 4 months is equivalent to an average of 2K per month. I may go on the next month to lose, which is why I said 4 months. So lose, lose, win, lose. 5% only 5%. But now my payout is 8K divided by 4 gives me 2K per month. I'm still better than this guy. I'm still better than this guy here. Because the likelihood that you do 300% 4 months back to back, very slim, guys. Very slim, except if you've been able to build your psychology to that level. And most traders can't. Most traders wish they could. Most traders hope they would, but they can't yet. Maybe later, yet they can't. So the ability to accept your weaknesses and say, this is what I will do about them, makes you a profitable trader. Right? It's not the number of years you've spent in trading. So that's how I intend to explore prop firms this year and trade them using profitable models. And this is one of them. I have typically on an average month, 3 accounts. On months where I lose one, I'm trying to build up maybe 4 accounts. And I'm trading slightly different strategies on them. And I don't trade exactly the same pair on them, so that if I lose one account, I don't lose the other one. With 4 accounts, I only need 1 to be profitable that month, and I'm okay. I just need 1 to be profitable. Again, this is my model. It's your duty, like Michael said, to think about it and create your model. 4 years back, I couldn't trade 4 accounts simultaneously, because when I'm trading an account, I lose track of the other 4. So what did I have to do? I had to use technology. I had to have VPS and other ways of, finding a way to trade around. And it wasn't easy. I lost a lot of accounts, lots of accounts. Some days I couldn't sleep. But that's in the past right now. And I hope it will continue to be like that. So let's come back to trade my skills. This year, the Simple Peace family is not only going to talk about trading. We are going to divest into other skills. We will be talking about automated trading. We'll be talking about the use of indicators that tells us when to buy, and those indicators are built around certain strategies. Thankfully, we have Doug doing some work on that already. We've been doing some work too, so I guess we can merge force together and share some of those ideas with you guys. So it means that you don't have to be in front of a screen all of the time. You just need to wait for the strategy has been back tested. It's going to give you an arrow, or it's going to send an alert to you, either to your phone, your MetaTrader 4 message box, or it's going to send it to your email, and then you now take action. Right? That's one thing we're going to do. We're going to talk about other skills. Now, I have a protege who made $12,000 last year alone writing. He's a freelancer. He writes. He's in Nigeria here. He writes. Now, for those of you in the US or some other Western world, $12,000 is peanuts. It might just pay for 6 months rent or 3 months, depending on how big your house is and where it's located. But in Nigeria, $12,000, meaning that you made $1,000, about 740,000 naira per month. That is humongous with our exchange rate. This guy tried learning binary. It didn't really work. I told you not to even go into Forex. He doesn't have he doesn't have the mindset of a trader. But he writes. Tomorrow I'm going to show us some of the accounts. So tomorrow is going to be more practical, graphs and accounts. One of his accounts did over $12,000 from January till December. last year. This year, he started already. We're in the month of January, and we've just some days up. He's done about $800 already. Payout. And all he does is write. And there are some of you here that can write on Forex. You can write on trader psychology. You can write on the failure of Forex. You can write on crypto. This year, we're going to create a Simply Pips freelancing group. We will get somebody who is a freelancer, either in terms of writing, in terms of graphics, right? I have somebody who is in graphics, and the guy does an average of about $1,200 every month. You've been trying to trade alone. You've been trying to trade alone, right? And you've been losing money, and this is the third year. I'm proposing to you that don't stop trading, because trading is an easy way of making money once you are able to wrap your head around it. Unfortunately, people are different. Some people are able to wrap their head around it in a year. Some 10 years, they are still not half the circumference, right? They've still not gone half the circumference, right? So I'm proposing, just like I said, none of my mentors trade only. They either have a class or they have something, is some subsets of trading. You could have some subset of internet way of making money. Trading is one internet way. You could do freelancing. And for the Nigerian guys, I won't bring somebody who isn't doing this for a living. I'll give you somebody who does this for a living. He's going to charge a fee, but like everything else we do in Simply Pips, the fee is going to be ridiculously cheap, just for commitment. He's my guy, so I could tell him do it for free. And I mean, we had a class for 3 months last year, and I practically paid for everything. Well, now I'm bringing it to the wider house. I won't pay for everybody, and you just pay him something little. He's going to take you through, right? All you need is 3-4 hours a day. So if you are out of job in Nigeria, the unemployment rate for youths is 60% unemployment rate, 60% unemployment rate. And if you think that trading alone is going to give you that money, you are right, it could. But the tendency that you won't be able to mentally focus enough to make that money is high. Yeah, 60% dog, 60% for youth. And the 40% that are employed, about 21% are underemployed. Only 19% are gainfully employed. It's bad, guys, it's bad, right? If this were 2 years ago, I simply would have told you guys, come, let's learn one more strategy. But I've taught strategies, people have learned the strategies, and I discovered that strategy alone isn't making them profitable, right? Psychology is key. And you can't say you are building your psychology when your stomach is empty. You can't say you're building psychology when you can't pay your bills. Your psychology is already wacko at that point. You can't build psychology when your kids are crying and you can't feed them, and you say you are reading trading in the zone. What zone? You are the zone at that point in time. You are the zone, not the market at that point. So if you want to be a profitable trader, you must have some reserve. You lost a 50K FTMO account, you buy another one. Why? Because you have money somewhere supplying your hobby of trading, and eventually you make one big win and it covers up for 4 months of losses, and you have some money extra, and then you repeat the cycle again. And at the end of the year, you say, okay, Bishop, I didn't really make money this year, but I made like 40,000. I'm still happy. Why were you able to make the 40,000? You had something fueling your trading career. Anybody that tells you anything different is lying to you. You can't plan to build a house because you have $200 as your account, as your trading equity. And then when you lose the $200, you keep trading on demo for another 6 months before you raise another $200. Because the economy is bad. How are you going to make it? When will you get out of that hole? So this year, we're going to have some people teaching us graphics. If you go to Fiverr, Upwork, and some other freelancing sites, people who do graphic designs and the likes, they make upward of $1,000, $1,500 every month. And I'm talking live. I have people doing it live around me. Now, and when we create those sub segments, I'm going to add them to the group, and they will take you guys. I will still be discussing Forex, guys. We're going to have somebody take us on Python. I saw Delali in the group. Delali was chatting me towards the end of last year. Delali, how is Python? Is this something profitable for making side money?
Hi.
Sorry, some of you that don't know Delali. Sorry for calling you Delali. His name is Ninja.
Well, hi to the house. Hi, Dr. Eva. It's been a long time. Yes, Doc. And Python, guys, people are making bad money from Python. So if you have an opportunity to learn how to do these codes, it's like Bishop is saying, multiple streams of income, right? It's a good avenue to help fund whatever lifestyle you are living in the trading world. So yes, Bishop and I would have a little chat about Python because we were supposed to discuss this last year and he was so busy. So it's great. He's bringing it up in the class as well. So Bishop.
Yeah.
Back to you,
You
bro.
and I will talk tomorrow, most likely.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, bro. Right. So I have a young guy too who is into Python. So depending on Della's disposition, if he wants to be the one to take the class or somebody else is going to take it, I might merge him together with that person. And Python is an easy way of coding. You don't have to know C++. It's not Java. It's not Fortran. It's not any of those difficult coding things. And you could use Python to solve mathematics. You could use it for many things. And as traders, my desire for you all, like I haven't entered a physical trade since like 14th or 15th of December. But I have had no need to worry. Because I felt December was going to be slow. And there was a particular week in December, we had US-related news, USD-related news from like Monday to Saturday to Friday. And then we came into the first trading week. There was NFP and everything. And then this week, I think we have CPI coming out in the third week or so, right? But now I'm coming back to my trading decks. That doesn't mean I wasn't reviewing trades. I was taking trades on my demo, but I wasn't taking them on any live account that could spoil my Christmas mood, right? Because I'm not necessarily waiting for that trade to make money. If I was selling indicators, robots, they could have been making their sales on MQL5 or on the website, and I don't have to really trade all the time, right? So this belief that you have to be in front of your chart 24/7, maybe at some point in your career, but it's not true for all of your career. At some point, you need to outgrow that, take a position, know what you're doing, get what you want, and go live life. Life is time measured in seconds. You spend all of them in front of your chart, you'd have just spent your life trading. So tomorrow I'll be showing us again some of the things we can do with graphics. So we'll be having graphics, we'll be having digital marketing. We're having digital marketing. I'll show you some of the sites. I'm into Herbalife and some other things. You'll see them. All of these bring income, hands-free, guys. Set it up on Facebook, set it up on YouTube, set it up on Instagram, let it go. People make sales, they get everything, you move on. So we'll be having 4 basically. If you have one skill you are good at, not because you read it, you're actually making money out of it, chat me up at Bishop Raj on Telegram. We would have 1 hour or 2 of Zoom. And if I'm convinced, we'll create another bucket for that. So it will be a Simply Pips. We have Simply Pips freelancing or underwriters, Simply Pips graphics, Simply Pips coding or Python, Simply Pips digital marketing. I have a friend who I met someone who does about, for those of you in Nigeria, he does about 1,900,000 to 1,200,000 every month selling electronics online, and he doesn't have a single shop, and all he does is digital marketing, right? Even traders within Nigeria now, I'll go into digital marketing. Recently, I saw what's the name of this young guy on Facebook advertising his trading system. So, dog, we need to do something about accuracy on Facebook. Boost it. Right? We can get extra income, and it doesn't mean we are bad traders. Trading is a difficult terrain. You're betting against robots, AIs, Harvard-trained, MIT guys, banks, everything. You need to keep your head sane. And one way to keep your head sane is to ensure that even if you lose the next 5 trades, you'd feed, you pay your bills, and life moves on. Then trading becomes fun, right? It becomes fun. Right, so I'll be exploring the use of trading robots this year too. I think at this point I could pause and show you guys one of my sorry. I could show you guys one of my VPS. I've been sharing some of this with my guys since last year. So I have quite a number of VPS, like you can see on the screen. There are about 4 of them here, and this is just on one PC. So I have the one that I use for only demo. So I learn a new strategy, or I see a new EA, I put it on demo, trade for 6 months. I'm not in a hurry to put you in my live money. Trade for 6 months. Let me see what you can do for 6 months. I'll analyze it. If I feel it's good enough, I put in. And you know what? Sometimes after doing all the analysis, once I put in my money, it blows it. After 6 months. But still, I won't say I won't analyze because of that. You still have to, try it out. So this particular one, sometime last year, I got about $7,000 or thereabout, and I splitted them into 5, right? And I have 5 different accounts. I put them in. So I have this account here. It started with about $1,000. It's right now sitting at a balance of $199 and an equity of $2,526. So it's made over 150% in profit. And the account actually started sometime 16th of August. So even though I said I haven't really traded this year, that was manual trading. Something else was trading on my behalf. I have a second account here. This started with 2,000. Is made 389 in about a month and a week. I haven't put it on yet for the year, obviously. This started with 2,000 and it lost some money. So I'm in 1,200 right now. It lost 800. Sorry for my loss. This started with 2,000. It made 1,200 and lost some money last week. I'm back to just $87 after a month and some weeks. This started with 1,200 and something. Let's see the total profit so far. Hey. Yep. So far, total profit on this one is 226, right? So in all, I'm in profit. I lost 800 somewhere. I made 1,500 somewhere. I made 200 somewhere. I made 300 somewhere. I'm in profit, right? And I'm not bothered. There are different strategies, different settings. I barely could lose all my money at once, right? So, and I put it at low risk. I'm not going to lose, I'm not planning to turn 1,000 to 50K in this one. Very low risk, such that, in fact, one of the accounts was in drawdown the whole of November, the whole of December, right? It actually came into profit in the last week of December and then this year. Right? It was in a drawdown of about 30% or thereabout. but it was going to be practically difficult for you to blow the account, again, due to settings. So that's what I intend to do. Also, I intend to explore the use of trading robots and automation or technology to reduce screen time. So I've discussed technology to reduce screen time, alerts, and you have cheat code and some other ones there that practically sends alerts to you, or some beepers. You could use that to reduce screen time, right? So I created a model. I had to go back to one of the first strategies I learned. Well, one of the first strategies that made me profitable, which is using of the currency heat wave slash CSA 5 step, basically. I had to go back to it. Then Bilali, I don't know if you know, you still remember the Christmas tree and the CSA 5 steps. So I had to go back to it to go get a model. Yeah. So I had to go back to it to go get a model to reduce, to pinpoint which pair to trade. So I'm using a particular trading system. I've restricted myself to 3 pairs, but then at the end of the day, I enter into a trade and it ranges for like 3 days. How can I find out which pair to focus on for a week? So I got a system that will tell us, focus on this pair for this week, and prime pair 1, second prime pair. So you have 2 pairs you are focusing for the week. Throw away every other thing to focus. Or you do some other style, face only 1 pair. And whatever comes, if it ranges, sorry for your loss. If it goes in your favor, happy are you. Right? I'll be sharing that maybe in 2 weeks' time. But going forward, we will split the Simply Pips into those buckets by the time I'm done with explaining them tomorrow. And aside that, aside the graphics and everything, we'll have one for automation. If you have an EA, something that is good, no problem. All I'll ask you to do is send the results to me, or at least discuss it with me. Let me do the analysis. So we ensure that we are not going to stop. We can't stop people from losing, right? But we'll try to ensure we don't give a system that makes people lose easily. We wouldn't encourage martingale, for instance. If there are some other grid form of trading or dollar cost averaging trading systems you find around, we'll discuss them. Now, the idea is this: I'm still going to be trading manually, right? But I want to have that confidence at the back of my mind that should I lose, right, I'm not going to be hungry, and my psychology will not be bastardized because I'm making money from one graphics, one design, one coding, or my personal career, or there's a robot trading for me out there, right? Then it's also for a selfish reason. If you are making money from all of those things, then I'll make more money from this, right? I'm going to trade some of my skills. I'm going to teach you some strategies and say, pay for it. I know it's going to be easy for you to pay for it, right? So it's not just love for people, it's also for selfish reasons, and I'm not shy to say that. Let's wrap it up for today. So, last thing, we're going to spend more time on the alpha factor for trading success, which is trader psychology. I've come to discover that several people are not profitable, not because they don't understand the strategy. They understand it, they can teach it like a professor. But when they get into the trading arena, when the blood begins to mix with sweat and the candles start piercing down and your indicator or your trading strategy say you should buy, then doubt sets in, right? Failures of past set in. Some of you have had trouble with failures in the past and it's rubbing off on your trading right now. Some of you have had bad experiences in trading or in life generally, it's rubbing off on your trading, right? Recently, I met somebody who had a very bad notion about money. He came from a religious belief that money is bad. There's a certain amount of affluence you shouldn't exhibit, or if not exhibit, enjoy. So when he begins to trade and his account begins to grow to a certain amount, his head begins to work against him and telling them something is wrong. You don't deserve this win. You are going against God's will. And then everything started crashing down. So I told him, stop trading. Go look at the basics of your doctrine. And you need to believe that you can be wealthy and still be just. Right? If you are a Christian here or you read the Bible, God calls himself the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Abraham wasn't the pauper, neither was Isaac or Jacob. So the notion that being poor or being average is akin or likened to righteousness or humility is false. It's false. So that was his own trader's block. I won't claim he has outgrown it yet, but I'm hoping to see if he could break through it. But until he does that, he could trade, but without my blessings. I will suggest he suspends trading and get that out. And one of the things I did is I told him to write certain things out about himself, put it on his mirror, put it on his doorpost, put it on his fridge, read it every day, repeat it every day, continuously, until his mind begins to believe what his lips are saying. Because really, in the real sense, we are spirit beings. We're called to be things that are not as if they are. And if you keep believing you're a failure, no strategy is going to get you out of it, because strategy is just 10%. Strategy is just 10%. I don't care who you learned it from. If you believe you're a failure, be it unto you according to your faith. So this year, I want us to spend more time on the alpha factor of trading success. I'm going to spend more time on the alpha factor of trading success. I'm going to wake up 30 minutes earlier. I'm going to repeat my creed to myself. I am a successful trader. I master the markets. I have 11 sources of income, and I'm on top of them all. Money is coming to me, and I'm using the money to enjoy myself and my family. I'm going to repeat it. I don't care. And I suggest you do the same thing, irrespective of what you see. Right? If I have the time, maybe I should just end with this. Maybe I should just end with this. I'm going to stop sharing right now. I'll end with this. I'll take us through something I shared with some friends recently, and then we'll end today with that. We'll end today with that. So if you are here and you're in the habit of saying negative things, and then you expect that because you got one strategy, you got one robot, you are going to be profitable. This is not religion, by the way. This isn't religion. This is real life. Whichever belief you have. Why do we have motivational speakers? You could be agnostics, you could be atheist, you could be anything. If you don't have strong belief in yourself, if you are scared of pressing buy or sell because of what your mind is doing to you, you won't be profitable. You'll find it easier. The human mind finds it easier to hold on to losing trades than to allow winning trades to thrive. That is the human nature. You need to be able to say it to yourself until you break it, right? I'm going to play this clip. It's just 5 minutes, and then we'll be done in another 5 minutes. I want you to see all of these experiments here is sound, guys. Everything we're doing here is sound. I want you to see that you can create what you want around you, and very few people talk about this. I play it now.
The film you're about to see has no characters. If you spare a little of your imagination, it is a film to describe to you the effect of cymatic frequencies on matter.
closing down all of the time. Keyboard. There are the keyboard here creating this sound.
Everything owes its existence solely and completely to sound. And completely. Everything owes its existence solely and completely to sound.
Failure will be created around you. Success has a signature, and it is the sound of success, sound you make, the belief you have in yourself. What do you say about yourself? Ladies and gentlemen, we'll call it a wrap tonight. So tomorrow I'll share my charts, some Excel sheets, and of course, I'll give room for Dr. Eba if he's around to share his thoughts. And let's see if Prof, I didn't look out for Prof today, since he's not back, or Prof usually doesn't trade in the month of January. I'll be sharing that thought with us. Let's have a wonderful day, guys. Bye-bye.